Hello, everybody. I am feeling fucking great right now. I just got out of work. Uh, got my little Dunkin' coffee in me. And give me one second. So, I am here to do a research stream on something called a very merry, unauthorized children's Scientology pageant. Something I just found out about today while I was at work. Luckily, while I'm on the computer, I can get a little bit of time to do some research. So, not everything has to be done at night, and I can get some time to do what I want. So, let me go to my master document. Let me open up a doctrine, documents, organizations and places, terminology, events. I'll just call it an event. A very merry, unauthorized children's Scientology pageant. So we're going to quote this page here as a source. We're going to say general info. So I'm going to read this. A very merry, unauthorized children's Scientology pageant is a satirical musical about Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard, written by Kyle Jarrow, from a concept by Alex Timbers, show's original director. So Jarrow based the story on Hubbard's writings and COS literature. Musical follows LRH's life as he develops Dianetics and Scientology. Though the musical pokes fun at Hubbard's science fiction writing and personal beliefs, it's been called a deadpan presentation of his life story. Topics explored in the piece include Dianetics, the E-meter, Phaetons, and the story of Xenu. The show was originally presented in 2003, so originally presented in 2003 in NYC by Les Frères Corbusier, an experimental theater troupe enjoying sold-out off-Broadway and off-Broadway productions. Later productions have included LA, New York, Boston, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. So we got done in NYC, LA, New York in general, Boston, Atlanta, Philly, and DC. So, just give me one second. You found that video. I don't know what video you are talking about, Saul Goodman. Hello, Judy. You're being productive, and I'm eating Mexican. Sounds about right. I made a video. Oh, you made a video about this? I had no idea. Give me a second. I'm going to go to your channel. I'm going to type in pageant. Wait, did you do a video about this, or did someone else do a video about this? I made a video about it. Alright, so you made a video. Do you remember what the video was called? Because I'm looking through your channel. And do you know how long ago you made it? I'm going to type Christmas. No? Oh. I'm going to type Mary. Let's try the word unauthorized. Pageant? Can you tell me what video it was, Saul? Ron Blubbered. Second? Ron Blubbered. L. Ron Blubbered, performed by... Oh my God. Give me a second. I'm watching this right now. Saul, do you care if I share this on my stream right now, or would you rather me direct them to the video itself? Use my content. Thank you for the permission. I always want to check. All right, so give me a sec. And I will got desktop audio. And we will add in... How do I want to do this? Let's do it reading style. We shall add in got the audio output capture. We need the browser. So open this up. We'll do window capture, browser. I'm gonna do this. We'll move my picture to the top. We will open this up more. All right. So, L. Ron Blubbered, performed by what? And here we go.
He was born in Nebraska, in a town called Dillon, to a happy couple who always wanted children.
He's covered in coat hangers.
His parents knew from the moment of his birth he would make a difference. He would touch the whole earth.
No, he would smash his name into the history books. And I love how she's holding a baby, but it's a fucking egg carton.
Clear he was special to everyone who saw him.
And none of these, I don't believe any of these kids are actually in Scientology.
And his parents wondered.
Unless they are, I don't know. No,
What do
if they were, they wouldn't be doing this, because that'd be J&D.
we call him? He needed a great name, one like no other. Finally they found it. They called him L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh my god, that is funny. So, I am now going to... Shut up with your fucking ads. Alright, so I am going to delete... Why do I have browser twice? Let's go with unboxing. So, I'm going to minimize this. Exit out of that. Go here. I have the link to the original video in the About section. Okay, so give me 1 second. Because I didn't look at that. Because I'm stupid. So we're going to go to L. Ron Blubbered. Links to the original video and channel. Unattended baggage 7803. Oh god, it's a full 3 minutes and 52 seconds. I am wondering whether or not we should watch this. If it would be... I don't want to steal their content. Unless I could consider it fair use, maybe? I mean, they're they've got a song! Oh, they've got many songs. Oh! First off, subscribe. Well, actually, no. There's no point in subscribing because they haven't been active for a year. But I am actually going to copy this channel name and put it in my master document. Oh my god, this is awesome. Oh, I'm gonna listen to these songs later. That's gonna be so fucking cool. Okay. Early in the production of the musical, the president of the Church of Scientology of New York sent a letter to the producer pointing out the church's history of litigation. This led Timbers and Jarrow to insert the word unauthorized into the title. Okay, so it was originally called A Very Merry Children's Scientology Pageant, upon the advice of legal counsel. During the Los Angeles production, representatives of the church visited the production staff in the midst of rehearsals and handed out documentation of successful litigation against critics. Parents of some of the LA cast members also received phone calls from Scientologists in the entertainment industry asking them not to allow their children to perform in the musical. A very merry, unauthorized children's Scientology pageant has been well received. The 2003 New York production received an Obie Award, which is a off-Broadway theater award, and director Alex Timbers received a Garland Award for the 2004 Los Angeles production. The musical also received positive reviews in the press. The New York Times characterized it as a cult hit. The Village Voice, the LA Times, and the Guardian all gave it favorable reviews. Variety and the Boston Globe had kind words for the updated 2006 edition, and a 2004 cast recording released by SH-K-Boom Records received 4 out of 5 stars from AllMusic and plaudits from the Los Angeles Daily News. Alex Timbers developed the concept and directed the play, while Kyle Jarrow wrote the accompanying book, music, and lyrics. Timbers and Jarrow were classmates together at Yale. The script for the play is published by Samuel French, Inc. Jarrow was motivated to write the script by what he saw as a shift in religious teachings, from an old model involving hell and retribution to a new system of thought promising money or peace. Jarrow commented on Timbers' idea of using children to tell a story about Scientology. I did a lot of work on cults in college, and what I learned is that they sort of turn you into a child by appealing to that part of you that wants to be taken care of and given answers. And so it all began to make sense to me. He said Scientology would, quote, be an especially interesting topic for a theater piece, close quote, because of its criticism of psychiatry, relative newness compared to Buddhism, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, and practice of requiring, quote, that the follower take courses which cost significant amounts of money. Jarrow's script was almost entirely based on Hubbard's own writings and the church's literature, though Jarrow was also influenced by critical journalistic accounts. He drew on the awkward woodenness of Christmas pageants, the fact that children are often made to say large words that don't sound natural coming out of their mouths. Timbers said they chose to stick to Church of Scientology primary source material for background on the script because, quote, we thought that the best way to satirize the Church of Scientology was to let the church speak for itself. During production, the creative team worked with cast members to educate them about the play's background. Kids shouldn't just be saying things that they don't understand. That's what we're criticizing, people who just parrot behavior and language. We wanted to have an honest conversation with them. The published version of the script says the musical should not be performed by adults. Jarrow said adults are too jaded and would not be able to portray the unwinking satire of the piece. The producers wanted the musical to appear like a corny and low-rent production. The ensemble includes 10 actors from ages 8 to 12. Though professionals, the child actors perform with a realistic lack of polish, as they are playing non-professional children of Scientologists performing in a holiday pageant. The chorus portrays Thetans and the reactive and analytical mind as are depicted by 2 children who share a conjoined right-brain costume. During the Xenu story, the narrator is outfitted in a cardboard robot suit, and the actor portraying Xenu wears a tacky headdress. Staging, costumes, and set design are all made to appear to be the earnest work of school teachers and supportive parents trying to provide a colorful and cheery atmosphere on a small budget. The stage design includes a colorful crayon-colored backdrop of space-age-like semicircular set pieces. Costumes include white robes, rainbow-striped socks, and tinsel halos. Props used to denote locations include a waving cardboard palm frond for Hawaii, a street sign, and cell phones from New York. The musical ends with a tableau vivant, where the audience sees the cast standing at the back of the theater holding candles and singing cheerfully as a door closes and they're blocked from view. Early in the production of the play, John Carmichael, president of the Church of New York, found out that a theatrical production involving Scientology was in the works. After showing up unannounced to a rehearsal, he sent a letter to the play's New York producer, Aaron Lemon Strauss, citing his concerns at the possibility of being ridiculed. In the letter, Carmichael also pointed out the church's many past lawsuits. Alex Timbers was quoted as saying, "We've been told that the letter is a precursor to a lawsuit." Carmichael visited the artistic staff a total of 3 times to voice his concerns before the play's debut. After this occurrence, Jarrow and Timbers' attorneys advised them to insert the word unauthorized into the title of the play. This was done to avoid potential litigation. In an interview with the New York Times, Carmichael later stated, "These folks have a right to write whatever play they want, but they've sunk to cliches." Plot summary. The characters gather on a cold winter night to rejoice in telling the story of L. Ron Hubbard. Hey, it's a happy day. A narrator notes, today we relate the life of L. Ron Hubbard, teacher, author, explorer, atomic physicist, nautical engineer, choreographer, horticulturalist, and father of Scientology. Hubbard is born in a nativity scene surrounded by parents and barnyard animals as an angel proclaims billions of years of evolution had climaxed with his birth. He begins to question the nature of his existence. He is adrift on a boat in the Pacific Ocean during his service in World War II, where he begins to think about starting a religion. Hubbard tells his followers about what he's learned through his travels in Science of the Mind, singing about, quote, the key to being free, the way to be happy. He tells his followers that during the war, quote, I saw how emotion can make you blind, and he begins to teach his followers about the reactive mind. Hubbard thanks the analytical mind, portrayed by two characters, for helping him to find the answers he was searching for, and proclaims thinking rationally is the way to be happy and the key to learning more. He announces to his followers, you'll operate with your analytical mind only. There won't be any emotions to stand in your way of success. As Hubbard tells his followers about his new ideas, they each proclaim to him, you're right. Hubbard answers, of course I'm right. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Hubbard's followers thank him for teaching them his new ideas. Now the sun will shine, and the world is fine. We have got the science of the mind. A Church of Scientology auditor explains some technical jargon to new recruits, and the E-meter is described in a puppet show. Oh my god, this looks like an awesome play. As Hubbard's followers progress in their Scientology teachings, they learn of the story of evil alien Prince Xenu. First off, he's a galactic overlord or whatever. They're kids. Celebrity actor characters describe their relationships with Scientology. John Travolta explains how Scientology, quote, fueled his cool. Kirstie Alley says it helped her conquer drug addiction, quote, enabling me to star in the fine television series Fat Actress and to promote the quality products of weight loss expert Jenny Craig. And Tom Cruise interacts with sock puppet incarnations of his new wife and daughter. The IRS brings a case against Hubbard, but he's able to defeat the tax charges by brainwashing his accuser. Celebrities Cruise, Alley, and Travolta testify on Hubbard's behalf during the trial. Skeptics question Hubbard about the Church of Scientology's finances and methods of recruiting and retaining members. One young boy, left alone on the stage, sings about profound alienation. The entire company finally comes together to sing the chilling finale, which includes the refrain, just don't ask questions, and everything is clear. Let me see. Jarrow incorporated musical themes from The Road to Freedom. We already know what that is. A 1986 pop album with lyrics by Hubbard and performances by John Travolta, Leif Garrett, Frank Stallone, Chick Corea, and Karen Black. Jarrow also incorporated musical themes from 1980s pop, saying the liturgical music of Scientology is a 1980s pop, which seems strangely appropriate because of the science fiction books. So that's what we did in the show. It's a pastiche of synth pop and pageant choir music. Jarrow said he tried to capture the feel of kiddie rock, such as Free to Be, You and Me, and Kids Incorporated. The song Hey, It's a Happy Day quotes Hubbard's Scientology, A New Slant on Life. Songs are set to cheesy synth keyboard backing and feature sublimely clunky dance breaks. An electronic score emphasizes the musical's loony conviction, while sleigh bells give the play a feeling of a jazzed-up Saints play. The songs incorporate video game music and beats from a child's keyboard synthesizer. The music in the show has been compared with the symphonic band Polyphonic Spree and with the educational short films of Schoolhouse Rock. Production. The pageant debuted in November of 2003 and had sold out off-Broadway and off-Broadway runs that winter, both directed by Alex Timbers. The musical was initially shown at the Tank Theater on 42nd Street, where it ran for 3 weeks, and later moved to the John Houseman Theater, where it was performed for an additional 3 weeks. The show opened in LA at the Powerhouse Theater in October of 2004, again directed by Timbers. The run was initially scheduled for October 15th through November 21st, 2004, but was extended through December 21st of 2004. Timbers said that he was excited to take the production to LA, commenting, since the whole goal of the show is to imagine how the Scientologists might stage a nativity pageant, there's no better place to try than in their Jerusalem. When the production company first arrived in LA, the cast and crew were intimidated by Scientologists. Scientology officials had previously visited the New York City production in the midst of rehearsals and handed out documentation of court cases where the church had successfully prosecuted those seeking to disparage the church's methods. Director Alex Timbers characterized these events as terrifically wonderful and intimidating. Editors from the LA Times received phone calls from Scientologists urging them not to write about the play. In addition, the parents of one of the children from the cast received phone calls from members of the entertainment industry who were Scientologists. The parents of these cast members were told that if their children performed in the play, it might be bad for their future career. The parents politely informed these callers, "We read the script, and we don't think it's mean-spirited. We understand your concerns, but we don't share them." When asked by Variety magazine for the church's official take on the play, an LA spokeswoman, I'm assuming Karen Powell, was quoted as saying, "This is not litigation material. This is nothing." In a 2007 interview, Jarrow commented on the church's history of responses to productions of the play. "It's clear the church doesn't like the show, but in my opinion, that kind of controversy is evidence that the show's hitting a nerve and dealing with pertinent issues, so I take a certain pride in it." 2006 to the present. In late 2006, the musical was performed at New York Theater's Workshop 4th Street Theater in New York City, with Alex Timbers reprising his role as director and Gabriel Kahane as musical director. That same year, the show was also presented at the Boston Center for the Arts in Boston by Boston Theater Works and at Dad's Garage Theater in Atlanta. The Boston production was directed by Jason Sutherland. When contacted by the Boston Globe for a statement on the production, the Boston Church's president, Gerard Renna, stated that the musical, quote, "is not something we're addressing, and that they were instead focused on anti-drug education." Dad's Garage Theater presented the musical again in 2007, from November 30th to December 23rd. The entire cast from the 2006 production returned, and director Mary Claire Dunn emphasized that she educated the cast about Scientology on the first day of rehearsal. Theater company Brat Productions in Philly also put on a 2007 production with performances from December 13th through the 30th at St. Stephen's Theater. The production was directed by Lee Ann Etzold. Landless Theater Company in Washington, D.C. also presented the musical from December 20th of 2007 to January 13th of 2008 at the District of Columbia Arts Center in Adams Morgan. Andrew Lloyd Bowman was the director and musical director. Rarely Done Productions in Syracuse, New York, put on a production of it, running from October 3rd to the 18th of 2008. Circle Theater in Fort Worth, Texas, announced a 2008 production running from November to December 20th. No Theater of Cincinnati, Ohio, planned a 2008 production from December 6th through January of 2008. Ron May, artistic director of Stray Cat Theater in Phoenix, Arizona, planned a production of the play for the 2008 season, and a Red Orchid Theater in Chicago, Illinois, planned a production to run from November 17th to December 28th of 2008. Representatives for the church did not respond to repeated requests for comment from the Chicago Tribune about the production in 2008. The Chicago production was well received, and a Red Orchid Theater again put on the production of the play in its 2009 to 2010 season. The Chicago production was directed by Steve Wilson and ran from November 12th of 2009 to January 3rd of 2010. The play's artistic director, Kirsten Fitzgerald, spoke positively of rehearsals for the production. "The energy that explodes into the theater with the start of each rehearsal is palpable and impossible to deny, even from the office next door. I am ecstatic and so very grateful to bring last year's smash hit to audiences old and new. The heart of last year's joyous and hilarious Chicago premiere returns with plenty of surprises and new fun up our sleeves." Crane's Chicago Business ranked the production as one of the top 10 things to do for the weekend in the city. Another Illinois production ran from December 7th of 2009 to January 3rd of 2010 by Next Theater in Evanston. And on December 2nd, 2009, performers sang songs from the play in a production called The Songs of Kyle Jarrow at the 92Y Tribeca in Manhattan. Performers included Jeb Brown, Tony Award nominee Allison Fraser, Susan Goodwillie, Caesar Samayoa, Libby Winters, and Lauren Worsham. A 2010 production was planned in Clearwater, Florida for showings December 2nd through the 22nd. The play, produced by American Stage for the After Hours series, a representative for the theater, Andy Orrell, told the St. Petersburg Times, "The After Hours series does shows that are more avant-garde, more risque, shows that we couldn't really do on the main stage. In a lot of ways, this show fits perfectly into the criteria." Clearwater is the spiritual headquarters for the church. When contacted for a statement by the St. Petersburg Times, Kyle Jarrow responded, "Wow, I had no idea they were doing the show down there. Clearwater's almost ground zero. That's sure to be extra controversial." The American Stage Theater Company performs out of the Raymond James Theater in St. Petersburg, Florida. the Actors Guild of Lexington in Lexington, Kentucky, planned a production to run from April 7th to 17th of 2011, directed by the group's artistic director, Eric Seal. What do we got still? I'm checking to see who we have. Give me a minute. So I already said hello to Saul and Judy. Hello, Sapphire Leo. Love spirituality, but these are capitalist and full of Trojan. I don't know what you mean by that. Hello, Aphila. It's good to see you. The Institutes, of course. I'm not sure what I don't... Are you talking about the production companies? It's a kids play. It's a kids play that's meant to be low budget. I don't know what you mean by full of Trojan. 2017 to present. In 2017, Sean Pollock began work on reviving the show in New York City as a director and production designer. All right, give me a minute because I actually want to look this up and see if I can get tickets near me. Request license. Get the script. A perfect bound script for use in production or as a reading edition for $10. I might get it. I might get it. Wait, where and when? I see ticket sales. Damn it, 2004. What was that? What was that? You don't fuck with me. Why did you say 2024? You got me hopeful. Fuck you. Copyright 2024. Go fuck yourself. This says performances begin November 7th, 2024. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm not seeing any plays for it. I have wanted to see the play that goes wrong, though. What the fuck is remote? The very hungry caterpillar has a performance. I'm not surprised. Hang on 1 second. There's a comedy for Clue? Drunk Shakespeare. Life of Pi. Okay, so I'm not seeing any performances. Can you bring me to this page? Is this still active? 2009. Fuck you. 2006. I still want the script. Acting edition, digital perusal score rental. I do want this, though. I really do. It would be so cool to have a copy of this and just look over it. Fuck it, I'm checking out as a guest. Give me a minute. The name of the play is A Very Merry Unauthorized Children's Scientology Pageant. This is somewhat recent, before COVID. But I really would love to go see a performance of this. This would be fucking incredible. Ooh. Ooh. What's that? The special from 2017 can be viewed free of charge on IFT network. Okay, IFT. I don't need any of this. Yes, IFTnetworktv.com. Yeah, we'll do the first class shipping. Ah, I need my fucking... No, wait a minute. Do I? I can use my privacy account. Cheers to privacy, by the way. Fucking great app if you want security. If you want burner debit cards. Now I gotta go fucking check my shit. Do my last pass. There we go, privacy. Copy the password, paste it in. Remember the device. Has been sent to your email. Please hold. Got it. Add a new one. Single use. Or how much is the... $5.99 a month. Yeah, but all I want is that one thing. I'll worry about it later. Okay, so we got that. We got a total. So I'm going to give it a $17 spending limit. This is going to be called A Very Merry Unauthorized Children's Scientology Pageant. Okay. Let's get this done. Check out. That one. Expiration and CVV. So I should be getting a script in the mail at some point for this. I'm very excited. Oh, this would be cool. It is inherently colonial capitalism? I don't know. Hello, Mondo V. Oh, sorry, Saul. I haven't been paying attention. I'll put the link in chat about that channel. My bad. So here's the channel where the actual songs and stuff are found. So let's go to... I'm getting my script. So reviews, positive reviews. New York Times described it 2022 revival cast live recording. The tracks are Hey, It's a Happy Day, L. Ron Hubbard, Searching, Science of the Mind Part 1 and Part 2, Mr. Auditor, The Way That It Began, Rain, and Finale. Huh. That's pretty cool, though. That'd be really cool. Well, either way, I found a little... Full play is on the channel. I saw the songs. I haven't looked at the full play. Is that a Mark V? Oh my god, they have a Mark V in one of their fucking songs called Mr. Auditor. That is so cool. Alright, I'm gonna listen to something quick because I want to hear this. No, I don't want that song. I want the one with the Mark V. What the fuck? How much did that cost them? Probably a couple hundred at least from eBay. Those Mark Vs usually go for a little more because they're older. Oh god. I love how one of the lines is he will ask you many questions referring to the auditor. And my brain's just like, he will ask you the same question again and again and again and again. It's literally just an explanation of auditing. I wonder if these kids actually did any fucking practice auditing with that shit. Just to see. Oh my god. What? Hold on. She says, these are some actual questions asked during auditing sessions used by the Church of Scientology. Here are some questions. Do you smile much? Are you a... Oh, these aren't auditing questions. These are OCA questions. Oh, I thought you guys were going to start going in like grade 0 and overts and withholds and how'd you justify that and just actual auditing actions. I didn't think you guys were just going to go over the OCA. They got the questions right for this, but it has nothing to do with auditing. I mean, they are repeating the same question over and over again. Okay, what is rain? I have to know what this... Is this supposed to be like the RPF? Because one kid is currently scrubbing the stage floor with a fucking toothbrush. Dude. I will say the singing ability on these kids is fantastic. These kids are great at singing. But then again, it also said they were professional actors who had to play low budget. Wait, what? I had no job and I had no money. Sometimes I slept in an alleyway. Oh, okay. For a second I thought he was talking about like the fucking whole... No, he's just talking about being homeless. Just listening to the music. Give me a minute. Sorry. Kids are talented though. I will give it. I will admit. Wasn't a huge fan of rain. Let me hear, hey, it's a happy day. Actually, I should probably just stop sitting here and listening to this. You have an email? Yes, I do. In the description for almost every single one of my videos, including this one, there is an email address. Saul Goodman. It is ScientoloGeek@gmail.com. That easy. Just the channel name followed by @gmail. Dayton's are part of the audience, yes. It is a parody thing. Give me a sec. I'm listening to Hey, It's a Happy Day. I would share this, but again, I don't want to fucking worry about copyright, just in case. I'm sure they wouldn't care, but... Fuck! How do I do this? Give me a sec. Oh! They just gave an actual Hubbard quote. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you this quote as they're saying it. You remember when you were maybe 5 years old, and you went out in the morning and you took a look at the day, and it was a very, very beautiful day, and you took a look at the flowers, and they were very beautiful flowers. 25 years later, you went out in the morning, you took a look at the flowers, they're wilted. The day isn't a happy day. Hold on. Wait, what? The day is a happy day, but what's changed? You know, they're the same flowers, it's the same world, but something must have changed. Probably it was you. Now they're praying. Now they got their hands together like they're praying. Fuck, man. I keep forgetting that this show is supposed to be a... Hang on. Sorry, just focusing on something. I forgot that this is supposed to be like... This is supposed to appear like a promotional kind of piece. Made low budget. So the just I don't know. The way they're presenting it, and the way the way they seem to be promoting it is just throwing me off. Hello to whoever's here. Feel free to throw a hey in the chat if you have not already. I love to know who I'm talking to. So anyway, I finished listening to the song for now. I'm probably going to listen to the rest of them, but I can't wait for that script. I'm going to put that on my bookshelf. Sorry. I no. I don't want to self-diagnose. Just, I have the urge to solve this right now. Please hold. Special treats that I took are starting to kick in. Really? The two fucking sides that I have, two edges, are fucking reversed? All right. I need to make a list. Oh, Tilty has a patent ponder in like not even 2 hours, like an hour. I thought we were doing a live stream tomorrow. Or today. Actually, shit, I gotta email that person. I should ask. I don't even know when I'm gonna be going to sleep. I've got 2 fucking things to do tomorrow. Oh my god. Got the Paint and Ponder multi-stream with Tilty Fluffer and Keith. And then literally 2 hours after that starts, I'm talking with Chris for the statistical management live stream part 2. Well, statistical management video part 2, not live stream. I am gonna join that Paint and Ponder though. Right, that's what I was doing. Research. I need a cherry tree document. I need unknown sources. Interesting summaries. Further research needed. Best thing to do. Fluffer and Tilty are on today. In about an hour and 20 minutes. Damn it. Research? Stop getting distracted. Focus. Started with the Wikipedia page for the whole. So further research needed on gold base specifically. I want gold base. I want to say ComEv. I want to understand more about committees of evidence. A ComEv is a disciplinary procedure, Scientology's version of a trial or tribunal, which is rather like a court-martial without lawyers or formal procedural norms. A Scientologist is summoned to a ComEv to answer for a list of alleged crimes or high crimes. A panel of appointed Scientologists in good standing are to gather and review evidence, determine guilt, and recommend punishment. The process starts at the request of an executive who makes a formal accusation. A convening authority initiates the ComEv by appointing a chairman, secretary, and 2 to 5 other members, the majority of which should be senior to the accused. The committee will read and hear evidence for and against the accused. The panel has 2 weeks to complete the ComEv process. The accused may present their own evidence and testimony, as well as bring witnesses to testify, but may not bring any legal representatives. After reviewing evidence, the committees vote guilty or not guilty on each charge, and conviction is determined by majority vote. The committee recommends punishment, and the results are published as the findings and recommendations, signed by all committee members. This only means of recourse is a review by a higher level committee, which reviews only recordings and documents from the original ComEv, no new evidence to be presented. Okay, so I wanted ComEvs, RPF, so the estate manager at Gold. Musical chairs. Theme share cards at Gold. What else? Tommy Davis. The management offices, formerly referred to as the CMO Int trailer, became known as the A to E room, the SP hall, SP hole, and finally the hole. Yep, I do want to cover the flag service org. I'll cover Heber Ginch. I'll cover, get my breath and RTC, OSA, Kurt Weiland, Mark Yeager, CMO, Norman Starkey. Meters. That's right. What else? Please hold. The Menendez brothers are appealing for early release. Okay. See how that goes. I love how one of the videos that comes up for me is, will Nightmare Before Christmas ever have a sequel? It better fucking not. Ooh, Sins of Scientology posted something about the RPF. Life inside the RPF, RPF isolation, legal and human rights implications, parallels to forced labor and psychological control, current status of the RPF in 2024. Huh. Ooh, I gotta listen to this later. This is going on my watch later list. I want to learn about the Apollo. I'm literally just giving myself homework. CSI, WISE, CST, Lisa McPherson. Headley v. Church of Scientology International. Be a cool case to look at. Debbie Cook moving to a Caribbean island as of 2012. I think Corpse Bride could be considered as a prequel because you get the Corpse Bride, but then hold on. If I'm trying to remember the right movie, Corpse Bride. Yeah. So this was him like freshly dead or freshly decaying, and then Nightmare Before Christmas is him fully decayed. Yep, got the RPF. Okay, we're gonna click RPF. Ooh, messed. RPFers receive no training for the types of construction jobs they frequently do and must learn on the job. Fuck. Wow. I'm sure they end up training people anyway. Actually, the RPF doesn't even exist anymore. What the fuck am I talking about? The RPF's RPF was formerly called the Bilge Brigade. Such members are segregated from other RPFers, get a maximum of 6 hours of sleep a day, receive no pay, no training, no auditing, and may only work on the dirtiest and most demeaning jobs until they make amends or decide to join the RPF. Usual tasks were cleaning sludge and oil from a ship's bilge, or cleaning out the grease traps under the galley. Wait a minute, that's from the technical dictionary. Oh no, management tech. Hang on. Management tech, page 451. I have file access. I'm gonna fucking take advantage. Admin dictionary, page 451. RPF's RPF. The following restriction. This is Hubbard's definition. The following restrictions are applied to members. 1. Segregated from other RPF members with regard to work, messing, berthing, musters, and any other command activity. No pay, no training, no auditing. May only work on mud boxes in the ER. May not work with RPF members. 6 hours sleep maximum. Is under the RPF MAA for all matters, including production. The RPF MAA may designate another to supervise their production. 8. Standard ethics penalties that apply to them to be triple for each offense that they're found guilty of until they fully join the RPF of their own determinism. Punish you until you decide to actually join the punishment program, even though you're already in a punishment program. 9. May only communicate with the RPF MAA or his designated assistant. 10. May not join the RPF fully until acceptable amends are made to all RPF members. The first RPF's RPF assignment was made because the person considered their RPF assignment amusing, an award, and was therefore unable to recognize a need for redemption or any means to effect it. Until such time as the person recognized this need and of their own self-determinism requested to be included in RPF redemption actions, the restrictions applied. That's kind of cool. Ooh, org rudes. Fuck it, I want to read this. So, rudiment. This has to do with organizational rudiments. Admin. Be sure organization is properly registered and in proper legal relationship to the International Board of Scientology. Be sure key posts are covered even if doubled. Make sure there's an ED on post doing executive director work of running an org. A registrar, a letter registrar, somebody on public, somebody on accounts, somebody receiving and mailing the mail, somebody answering phones, somebody selling books, and that the persons on these posts are doing these jobs. Do up the org board properly and truly. Get Chinese school done on it daily with all executives and staff. Make sure that quarters exist adequate to need, that bank accounts exist in proper order, and that records of income and disbursement are being kept. Be sure the standard unit system is enforced without large sums going out on fixed pay or unjust favoritisms. Tech. Be sure that there is an academy in the hands of a person who knows his Scientology, and that there is an HGC in the hands of somebody who can crack cases, and that staff auditors exist who can audit. The extent of action of this rudiment is to get basic legal, basic posts, basic quarters entirely covered, a condition which may deteriorate at other times than at the org's beginning. So cover all these points by careful review each time this rudiment is done. Incidentally, make sure there are no new departments or posts which are contrary to the 7-division system. You can't change anything. I'm going to switch the name of the video. Instead of saying unauthorized children's Scientology pageant, I'm just going to call it random research stream, parentheses, Scientology pageant, RPF, hold on. Oh, right. Dictionary. Rudiment. Oh my god, how many rudiments are there? I thought it ended with like 2, 3, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7A, 7B, 7C, 7D, 7E, 7F, 7G, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 fucking rudiments. What the fuck do you need all this shit for? Fuck it, I'm willing to torture myself. Because now I'm very curious. I'm gonna write this as something that needs additional research. Organization rudiments. Rudiment 2. Get the personnel busy. We don't care at what, but really rip up people who stand around talking and who burn up the staff's units with no production. Get staff meeting reorganized and going. Hold a staff meeting. Explain unit system and how nobody can afford idle hands. The way to raise the unit is to get busy. New wild ideas won't work. Automatically dismissing their efforts and probably attributing it to fucking groupthink. It's getting busy on the existing ideas that raise the unit. The org makes as much as it can deliver service and no more. Find out who thinks they're overworked and underpaid, and find out what they've done on their jobs the past week. Raise a storm and get people busy. In tech, get the supervisors training and the auditors auditing. We don't care how at this stage. Just get them busy doing technical actions flat out. We don't care how, but get PCs being audited so they're better, and students trained so they can audit. Rudiment 3. I'm gonna go through these, so y'all are just gonna fucking deal with it. Because this is my own curiosity getting the better of me. Rudiment 3. Admin. Get the current policy letter on the 7-division system brought to date, and then hat checked on everybody, including all executive, admin, and tech staff, and the janitor. Get everyone to pass it from ED to CAT. What? From ED to CAT. Why does it say CAT? I'm assuming it means to hat on all departments? No? I don't know what the fucking definition of cat is, I guess, in this case. Trying to figure it out, though. Whatever. Pass it from ED to CAT on all departments until every person knows the functions and actions of all departments. Then they see what's supposed to be happening. In tech, get all trained Scientologists checked over on operating an e-meter until there isn't anybody present who hasn't passed e-meter essentials 100% perfect and can actually run a PC on a meter without goofs of any kind. Rudiment 4. Admin. Check out the letter registrar and all address and mailing personnel on their jobs, making up any non-existent hats from old files, and get all the addresses you can that would mean anything into action, and get them personally getting written to as a steady high-volume program. In tech, get all Scientologists into line on integrity processing until they never goof a withhold on anybody. Rudiment 5. Admin. Get the registrar and reception hats made up and checked out and the body lines of students and PCs really straight and working. In tech, get the director of tech and all supervisors' hat checked on the latest academy rundowns and make sure the academy is running to train students, not to burn time. Get Academy 8C tough and sharp and training pressure up. When the students' tongues are hanging out and their foreheads bead with sweat and they're really learning, this rude is in. Admin. Get account hats on and collections straightened up and to date. In tech, hat check the technical secretary, case supervisor, and director of processing on the case supervisor series, HCOBs, and the classification and gradation chart. I'm referencing CS Series 25. And get them functioning on them. Drill and get the HGC lines in. Rudiment 7. Admin, integrity process all personnel, regardless of whether they've been checked before. Integrity process all personnel, regardless of whether they've been checked before. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Rudiment 7A. Admin, get board policy letter 1 February 75, issue 2, called New Staff Applicant Information Form, into full use. Ensure all existing staff have filled one in, have sent it as far as completed to Central Personnel Office flag, retaining the carbon copy, and are working through it to complete it. Ensure all new personnel receive one when recruited or hired, and work through it, sending each page to Central Personnel Office flag as they complete it. Tech, hat check the QualSec, the Director of Personnel Enhancement and Personnel Programmer on the tech and policy of how to program a staff member and get them functioning on it. Get all staff personnel properly programmed. It's a fucking tongue twister. 7B. Admin, hat check the Director of Personnel, hatting officers, and or establishment officers on the tech and policy of how to hat check and get them functioning on it. Get on the job, hatting going at a high roar. And in tech, hat check the QualSec, the Director of Personnel Enhancement, and word clearers on the word clearing series, bulletins, and policy on the subject, and get them functioning on them. Get all staff Method 6 word cleared on the keywords of their post. Rudiment 7. Hat check the Director of... Hat check the DIR INR. What is the DIR INR? Oh, Director of Inspections and Reports. And staff ethics officers on the tech and policy of PTS detection, interview and handling, and get them functioning on it. Get all staff personnel checked for PTS and those who are handled. Get PTS interview handling done as a rapid routine action whenever a staff member, student, or PC is found to be PTS. In tech, hat check the technical secretary, director of processing, case supervisor, and auditors on PTS tech handling and get them using it where applicable. Are you guys actually enjoying this? Do you guys actually care that I'm doing this? Like, does this bother you? Basically, am I annoying? Stupid self-hatred and making me wonder if I'm boring you all to death. But then again, 5 of you wouldn't fucking be here. So you know what? We're gonna keep doing it. Rudiment 7D on admin. Get all posted staff who are not staff status 2 trained on their staff status 1 and 2 check sheets and awarded staff status 2. Tech, hat check the technical secretary, director of training, and staff hatting college supervisors on staff hatting college tech and policy and get them functioning on it. Get staff attending regularly. Rudiment 7E and admin. Hat check all execs from department heads up on how to write and use the admin cramming orders and get them using them. In tech, hat check the director of correction and cramming officer on cramming tech and policy and get them functioning on it. Get cramming being done, including admin cramming. Rudiment 7F. In admin, get all staff who have not had it run or co-audited on objective processes, CCHs, 8C, SCS. SCS? What the fuck is SCS? Is SCS? Hold on. 453. That's where I'm at right now. Okay, we're gonna go to... Nope. SCS. Scientology Coordinated Services. Start, change, stop. Cycle of action. Give me a sec. Get all staff who have not had it run or co-audited on objective processes, CCHs, 8C, SCS, havingness, etc., or if not advisable immediately for a particular case, get it included at the next suitable point in the person's program. Tech, get all staff who have not had it run or co-audited on objective processes, CCHs, 8C, start, change, stop, havingness, etc., or if not advisable immediately for a particular case, get it included on the next suitable point of the person's program. Get daily tech training of tech personnel, including TRs. 7G, admin. Get into the hands of every executive and staff member a full A to I hat for his posts, plus a staff hat. Get all execs and staff who are fully hatted working daily on their post hat check sheet using word clearing methods 6, 7, 9, and 4. Tech, hat check qualsec, director of personnel enhancement, and the STO on staff training officer policy and tech, and get them functioning on it. Rudiment 8, admin. Get the estates manager hat assembled and checked, and get buildings clean, his personnel straightened out, and odd jobs finished, unfinished, ended, or restarted. Check up on any new quarters or plans and status of buildings regarding mortgages, etc. Tech, get staff auditing program in hand, and staff auditors. Why does it say staff twice? I think that might have been a mistake. And staff auditors well hatted and operating, and review staff cases with the director of processing to be sure of progress. Check by this progress that no patty cake tacit consent is occurring in view of fact. Execs choose their own auditors. That no patty cake tacit consent is occurring in view of fact. Execs choose their own auditors. Execs choose their own auditors? Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's their fucking building anyway. But still, you would think they'd want to be as unbiased as possible, but you know what? Scientology's got bias all fucking over it. Rudiment 9 in admin. Get magazine in hand and outflowing to all available lists on schedule. Straighten up such lists and improve means to acquire more names. Check over comm centers and see that all persons in org have proper comm baskets. Check up on HCO hats and comm system. Get report lines to flag straightened up. In tech, get all staff auditors and supervisors hat checked on all tech bulletins that apply to their jobs. Get all tech personnel high crime checkouts in present time. Rudiment 10 in admin. Get the distribution secretary, director of public servicing, and supervisors hat checked on public admin, schedules, advertising, etc. In tech, get the HAS course and HQS course running on best current rundown, and these supervisors hat checked on technical material as it applies to their actions. Hubbard Apprentice Scientologist and Hubbard Qualified Scientologist courses. I don't even know if they do the HAS anymore. I think they only do the HQS. Give me a sec. If anybody's still listening, drop something in chat. Curious as to how many of you actually fucking stayed for this. It's 2:19, so they'll be on in like 40 minutes. Got rudiment 9. Got rudiment 10. Rudiment 11, admin. Get the executive director hat checked on all applicable policy, his comm system, quarters, and lines straight. Get any personal personnel he has hat checked. Get his OIC board going or up to date and gone over with him. Check up on org legal matters and position. Check up org personnel, procurement, and records. Tech, get extension course director hat checked on his or her post. Books and answers and his or her technical accuracy of reply to extension course students checked. Rudiment 12, admin, get book sales going in reception and through mails. Book supplies adjusted and planned out. Tech, get all Scientologists on staff checked over on where they stand in classification. Get them working toward or examined for next classification or reviewing developments in their current classification. Go over their needed items on their own classification checklists with them to get them to studying. Hang on. Welcome back. I feel it's probably boring as shit right now because I am reading fucking organizational rudiments out of my own curiosity. Rudiment 13, admin. Go over central files thoroughly and get it in hand, and central files in charge hat check. Check over and get straight memberships and certification. Check up on Department 13, the Department of Validity. In tech, go over HGC or public testing or both and hat check all personnel and review their body traffic lines and testing records. Rudiment 14, admin. Go over accounts disbursement system and hat check personnel and review policy letters with them and inspect accounts. Check up on HCO accounts and percentages to worldwide. Tech, step in on HGC admin and interview HGC PCs to establish their attitude towards the HGC so any faults can be corrected in technical service. Rudiment 15, admin. Arrange open evenings, future events, and special courses. Hat check all additional personnel and units not reached in these rudiments and get their hats and jobs in order. In tech, interview academy students to see what they're actually learning, that they're actually learning something worthwhile. Examine 2 or 3 at random, talk to many. Try to shorten up the length of time on course and extend their knowledge, reversing any tendency to lengthen time on course and shorten knowledge. Rudiment, dude, you're fucking bullshit, shortened knowledge. Rudiment 16, an admin. Straighten out the advisory council? Yeah. Straighten out the advisory council, read to it the paper creating ad councils, get it effective in advising. Straighten out any misconceptions of its position or abuse of its functions. In tech, hold several nightly meetings of all Scientologists in New York and straighten up any difficulty they may be having with current rundown. Answer their questions by referral to HCOBs or tapes. Set up routine study of materials. And the final rudiment 17, in admin, get HCOBs and policy letter files up to date. Be sure tapes are available where needed and tape library well cared for. Examine field auditor relations with the org and take up their correspondence with the ED and straighten out any difficulties with them. Check up on any special programs. Check up on ethics problems. In tech, look over quality of auditing in the field and attempt to get weak spots retreaded at the academy or audited at HGC. Enforce policies on uses of processes. And then this is literally just called rudiments of an org. For some time, I have been advocating that you get one piece of organizational data in before you do another. This has been a very rewarding action. Orgs have become better off at once by doing this. Therefore, let's call it rudiments of an org and have the HCO area secretary get them in one at a time, all the while the ED is keeping things running. You get in one simple thing, then you get in another. An org is composed of two factors. These are technical and administration. These must never get out of balance in either personnel numbers or programs. Therefore, when getting in org rudiments, you always get one in tech and one in admin at the same time. Training course rules and regulations? What policy is this? 22 November 61. Hi. Hi. Excuse me. I have to give my fiance a hug. Sorry if we're too gay.
Oh shit. Yes. What?
Nothing.
Yeah,
You make me happy.
you make me happy.
Alright, so Rule 28. Policy 22 November 61. Hang on. Just give me a minute. I'm looking at something. Okay. Index. And this was called what? Training course rules and regulations. T. I found training course regulations. Page 472. Excuse me, we are diving into tech. Wait, what the fuck is this? Regulations added. But where's the other fucking regulations? Or 350. I think I found it. Maybe. No. Probably not. Found something. HCO policy letter of the 19th of April, 1965, called Training and Processing Regulations, Tech Division, Qual Division, Technical Discipline Students Questions. Number 1, the only answers permitted to a student's demand for verbal technical data or unusual solutions, so this is what the course supervisors say to people, are the material is in insert HCOB, policy letter, or tape. What does your material state? What word did you miss in the bulletin, policy letter, or tape? And for requests for unusual auditing solutions, what did you actually do? Any other answer by technical secretaries, Ds of T, instructors, or course personnel is a misdemeanor. 2. Any instructor teaching or advising any method not contained in HCOBs or on tapes, or slighting existing HCOBs, policy letters, or tapes may be charged with a crime. Number 3, any instructor in any way obscuring the source of technology by wrongly attributing it may be found guilty of a false report. Staff auditor's actions. Number 4, any staff auditor who runs any process on any org PC that is not given in grade and level HCOBs may be charged by the TechSec or DFP with a misdemeanor. 5, any alteration or non-standard rendition of a process is a misdemeanor. 6, any staff auditor running a PC above the PC's grade instead of for the next grade or running processes out of sequence in a grade may be charged with a misdemeanor. Hang on. There we go. 7. Any staff auditor reporting falsely, verbally, or in writing on an auditor's report may be charged with a crime. Any staff auditor turning in an illegible report may be charged with a no report, which is a misdemeanor. Maybe an illegible report is charged with a no report. Talk about it's like the bureaucracy is worse than Futurama. Any staff auditor attesting falsely to TA or falsely reporting the flattening of a process may be charged with a misdemeanor. Any staff auditor who receives orders to run an illegal process must report the matter at once to HCO Ethics or St. Hill, requesting that the person so advising be charged with endangering the staff auditor's job and repute. Student regulations. Former regulations for students are abolished. Students are covered as Scientologists by the HCO ethics codes and may request recourse from injustice and have the same privileges as any field Scientologist. TechSecs, Ds of T, supervisors, and instructors, as well as qualifications division personnel, may request a court of ethics from the Department of INR for any student they find it necessary to discipline under the HCO ethics codes, such discipline being in lieu of a ComEv. However, the student may request a ComEv instead if he or she feels a wrong is being done. 14. Any student knowingly altering technology, applying processes improperly, or using technology illegally on HGC PCs on lower unit students or the public while a student may be charged with a misdemeanor. Hang on. Policy? 22 November 61. So what the fuck? 22 61. There is no 22 November. So we're going to the old greens. Okay, I see how this is. Files. Tech division. And then I was going to 22 NOV. 22 November 1967. 22 November 67. No. What the fuck? You talk about 61, but there is no fucking 61. 22 November 61. What the shit? That's stupid. Wait. Index. (22) NOV. (22) NOV without period. 22 November 71, 60, 71, 67, 58, 60, 62, 60, 22 November 61, Regulations and Courses, Volume 4, page 152. Volume 4, 152. Training course rules and regulations. Have I read this already? Wait. I'm sure I've read this before. Student Hat series, probably. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay. So, all right, yeah, I am going to read this. Policy Letter, 22 November 61, Training Course Rules and Regulations. All Scientology academics and courses are required forthwith to adopt these rules and regulations. 1. Do not consume any alcoholic beverage during class days or on the day before a class day. 2. Do not consume or have administered to yourself or any other student any drugs, antibiotics, barbiturates, opiates, aspirin, sedatives, hypnotics, or medical stimulants for the duration of the course without the express approval of the Director of Training. 3. Do not give any processing to anyone without the express permission of the Director of Training. 4. Do not receive any processing from anyone under any circumstances without the express permission of the DOT. 5. Do not engage in any self-processing under any circumstances during the course at any time. 6. Do not receive any treatment, guidance, or help from anyone in the healing arts, such as physicians, dentists, etc., without the consent of the DOT. Can't even go to the fucking doctor. No wonder they canceled this. 7. Follow exactly all instructions given by your instructor and the Director of Training. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna go check something. Who is still here? I'm very curious. Who the fuck is still here? Eight, adhere completely to the code of a Scientologist for the duration of the course. 9, follow the auditor's code during all sessions when being the auditor. 10, be on time and follow all schedules exactly. 11, get sufficient food. Eat breakfast before class and morning sessions. Get sufficient sleep. 12, when being a pre-clear, be one, not a student or auditor. When being an auditor, be an auditor, not a student or pre-clear. When in class or lectures, be a student, not an auditor or pre-clear. 13, get off all your known withholds. Know that you have definitely and absolutely no hope of case advancement unless you get these known withholds off to your auditor. 14, follow all auditing directions given you on your auditing report forms for your pre-clear. 15, follow technical procedure as outlined in the course exactly and precisely. 16, be honest at all times on your auditing report forms, stating every process run, tone arm changes and times, sensitivity setting, cognitions of your pre-clear, and any changes of physical appearance, reactions, communication level, or anything else that you observe in the PC. 17, hey, the essentials! Thanks for sticking around. The fuck? Can't even speak. Where was I? 17, place all reports on your sessions as auditor in the folder of your pre-clear after each session and place the folder then in the basket marked for such. Never place a folder after a session is over in an inappropriate basket. No student may read his or her own case report folder or that of another student unless he or she is auditing that student. If you don't know something or are confused about course data, ask an instructor or send a dispatch to the DFT. Do not ask other students, as this creates progressively worsening errors in data. 20, do not leave any papers, food, or personal articles in your dispatch baskets. These baskets are for pre-clear report folders or dispatches only. The basket marked Student In is the basket where all comms, bulletins, or mail to students are placed. Always check this basket daily to see if you've received any communications. I appreciate you sticking around. Study and work during your class periods. You have a lot to get checked out on in order to get a course completion. You can't afford to waste time. You can't afford to shit on my statistics. No, yeah, that's what it is. It would be the staff member. I can't afford to shit on my own statistics. 23, auditors and pre-clears are not allowed to smoke during sessions at any time. Smoke only during breaks. 24, do not engage in any rite, ceremony, practice, exercise, meditation, diet, food therapy, or any similar occult, mystical, religious, naturopathic, homeopathic, or chiropractic treatment or any other healing or mental therapy while on course without the express permission of the DFT. Do not discuss your case or that of any other student, your auditor, your instructors, your classmates, L. Ron Hubbard, organization personnel, or the organization with anyone. Hold on. Do not engage in any sexual relationships of any nature or kind with any classmate who's not your legal spouse. You're here to learn and get as close to clear as possible, not to run continual present time problems. 27. Weekly reports are required from each student. These reports must be placed in the appropriate basket each Monday morning by full-time students, on Monday evening by evening course students, and Saturday morning for previous weekend by weekend students. These weekly reports must be written on white quarto flimsy paper and shall contain approximately 250 words written under the following headings: what I have learned, what I have observed, what I have liked most, what I have disliked most, comments and suggestions, number of weeks on course, and instructor. Each heading to be clearly indicated and underlined. The report must be headed with the student's full name, top left corner, title of course, for example, Evening HPA Unit 2 Retread, in center of page, and in the top right corner, the location, for example, London, with below this the date as week ended. If it is not practicable to type this report, it must be written very legibly in block letters if necessary, and if the writing is not legible, it will be given back to the student to be rewritten. 28. The above rules and regulations are inflexible and are to be followed by all students during the course. There will be no exceptions. But you can't fucking change anything, but you could certainly fucking cancel shit. Any infraction against the above regulations will result in the student being required to write a paper of 200 words, getting off as overts and withholds against any and all students, instructors, and personnel connected with the course. Extra rules for local conditions may be added, but none of the above may be deleted. Issued by HCO TechSec Worldwide for Mary Sue Hubbard. Wow. Okay. That was cool. Going back to the student regulations. Any student knowingly altering technology, applying processes improperly, or using technology illegally on HGC PCs on lower unit students or the public while a student may be charged with a misdemeanor. A student damaging another by willful application of incorrect technology may be charged by his instructors with the crime, and a court of ethics action must be requested by his instructors. A student falsely enrolling may be charged by the org with a crime. Falsely enrolling? The fuck does that mean? Just not showing up? Like, blowing a course is handled under suppressive acts. If so charged, the student may have recourse if applied for before 60 days to the Department of Inspections and Reports Ethics Section. PC regulations. PCs are covered by HCO ethics codes. A PC may have recourse when feeling unjustly wronged by applying to the ethics section of the Department of INR of the org. Pre-clear refusing to answer an auditing question may be charged by the staff auditor with a no report and taken before a court of ethics at once. Mountain Dew.
Oh, yes, thank you. That's not cool.
I gotta pull up. Ugh. I'm in. Oh, come on. That's
Might be
going
the-
on, fucker.
That's funny.
Someone from Jersey Shore was filming Foxwoods as we saw people. Some person from Jersey Shore, we don't know who. But guess what? Guess what joke the fucking security guard made to us? Oh, it's fucking.
There's no.
It was actually no, no, it was. It might have been Paul Shore. Pauly D. What up, fuck these? Okay, where were we? Oh, 5 viewers now. Nice. HGC or staff pre-clear must report flagrant breaches of the auditor's code to the ethics section of the org, but if the report is false beyond reasonable doubt, the PC may be charged with the suppressive act. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know, I am reading the policy called Training and Processing Regulations. 22. A student pre-clear or HGC pre-clear blowing an org without reporting to the TechSec, DFP, or the ethics section first, and who will not permit any auditor to handle the matter at the org where the auditing occurred, must be fully investigated at any cost by HCO in the PC's own area. The auditing session must be fully investigated by the ethics section, and if any auditor's code breaks are found to have occurred in that auditing, the auditor may be brought before a court of ethics. The entire matter and its final results must be reported to the Office of LRH at St. Hill. Charges against HGC or student PCs may also be made by the TechSec, QualSec, Ds of T, Ds of P, instructors, and staff auditors. QualDiv. Any person undergoing review is subject to the same actions as in the HGC or Academy, and any personnel of the QualDiv may charge students and PCs under the ethics codes and bring them before a court of ethics. Persons charged by QualDiv personnel may request recourse if wronged, and the QualDiv may request a court of ethics on technical division personnel, PCs, and students for false reports, false attestations, and no reports, as well as other ethics matters. And the tech division personnel may, on their part, request a court of ethics on QualDiv personnel, students, or PCs. This policy letter does not change any HCO codes of ethics, but only augments them for the purposes of assisting peaceful and effective training and processing with the exact technology issued. So we went down a rabbit hole today. I am going to call this sorry, I'm just looking at some stuff in the management dictionary. Flag order 2585R. I have flag orders. Let's see if we can find it. Please, I hope I have this one. Materials, church, flag and base, flag orders, 2585R. 2585R, SO voice control drill. Okay. I'm about to read a drill. Oh, it's fucking TR8 for the Sea Org. Number TR8B voice control. Name Sea Org voice control drill. Commands: stand up, thank you. Sit down on that chair, thank you. These are the only commands used. Position: at various distances per training stress, student can be sitting or standing. Purpose: to enable the student to effortlessly talk at the exact point or area where he wants to be heard. To teach good voice control. A forceful or commanding presence is vital to obtaining compliance. A sufficient volume is necessary to be heard. One has to be heard to be understood. One has to be understood to communicate or get compliance. An SO member is, on missions or in ports, on ships or in orgs, continually engaged in getting his comm across. Hence this drill. Training stress. Using the commands of TR8 above, take the same ashtray and just have the student drill to be heard at it. Moving it 2 feet, 10 feet, 200 feet away, back and forth. He will soon get the knack of being heard at what he is talking to. The drill purpose is achieved when the student can effortlessly talk at where he wants to be heard, exactly, near or far. Flag Order 1756, please excuse me. I have 1756. We'll look at that after. FO 1756, voice is the basis for this drill and gives its full training stress. Both the coach and the student are to have star rate checked out on it prior to doing TR8B voice control. The coach, while coaching the drill, is to fully apply FO Flag Order 1756 in his training stress. Note, TR8B voice control would be taken up after a TR8 tone 40 on an object is flattened. History developed by LRH on the flagship in 1969 to teach SeaOrg members good voice control. Okay, now we're going over to Flag Order 1756 from 25 January 69 called Voice. Most organizations have a particular skill or mannerism that identify people who belong to them. There's a particular panache or flair at which marks Scientologists over the world. They have a better confront or approach. No, you fucking don't have a better confront, you dumb bitches. You won't come out and talk to me. Or approach to other people, as well as other minutely undefinable characteristics. Voice control could very well be a cultivated characteristic of the SeaOrg. This could be done well enough that it was actually a hallmark of the SeaOrg member. Authority and presence is normally registered by the voice. Those who have good voice control give off an atmosphere of command and assurance. Clear, distinct diction or pronunciation plays its role in this. Accent is unimportant. It's just whether one says his syllables and words distinctly, or slurs them together so his speech seems indistinct. The most important part of voice control has nothing to do with loudness or softness. People are so concerned with their volume of voice, they think that's the clue to whether or not they are heard. Well, it isn't. It has nothing to do with it. It's an additive and a complexity. When you really grasp voice control, the loudness and softness is used for emphasis or attitude, not to reach. The secret is learning to talk exactly at the point one is trying to reach. And if you add to this a lot of how, you didn't get it yet. It's only that. You talk exactly at the point you want to be heard at. Near or far, to one or many. In a hall, you talk at all the people, including the back row. Remember, it has nothing to do with loud or soft, or even breath, or how now, brown cow, the traditional voice exercise. You talk it where you want to be heard, exactly, near or far. You keep your syllables and words reasonably separate, so echo or wind doesn't blur them. That's diction. Talking at the exact point or area where you want to be heard is all the rest of it. Most people have entered in some additive like, he's far away, so I'll shout. As a normal person would, dumb fuck. Or, he's near, so I'll talk quietly. Why is that an additive? This is extraneous. You can sound like you're shouting at a range of 3 feet, or sound like you're whispering and be heard at 250 feet. That's how you want to sound. It has nothing to do with range or volume. It's just talking at the exact point or area where you want to be heard. The most misunderstood and messed up TR drill we have is TR8. It's even gotten to be called shouting at an ashtray. At least they're self-aware. Never was so intended. It's just being heard at the point one is talking at. If you take the same ashtray and just drill to be heard at it, moving 2 feet, 10 feet, 200 feet away, back and forth, you'll soon get the knack of being heard at what you're talking to. Soon you won't be putting any effort into it, and boy will you be heard. It's worth cultivating as an organizational hallmark. It's a characteristic worth having. And with that, I think I am going to end off this evening to go chill and relax in the Fluffer Squirrel Tilty Bird stream. So, peace out, y'all. Bye-bye.